I got a question for you. You ever feel like life's got you on this endless treadmill? Like you're running, you're sweating, doing everything you can, but somehow you're not getting anywhere. But to be real with you, that's not by accident. Life has a way of testing those it knows are destined for more. And if you've been feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or like nothing's going your way, I need you to pay attention because that's about to change. You see, struggles don't just happen to you, they're shaping you. They're breaking down the old you so the real, unstoppable version of you can rise. And I know, right now, it might not feel like it. It feels like the weight of everything is too much, like you're carrying mountains instead of climbing them. But let me tell you something, the mountains are moving. Struggle isn't your story, it's just a chapter in your book. You've been in the trenches, wondering when things are gonna shift, right? Maybe life's been throwing hands at you, one punch after the other, and you're out here like, yo, when is it my turn? But pay attention. You didn't find this video by chance. No, you're here because you're on the verge of something big, something life changing. The end of your struggle isn't just wishful thinking, it's a promise waiting for you to claim it. God doesn't play with chosen ones, and if you're here, that means you've been chosen. 2025, that's not just another year, that's your year. But you can't step into what's next by staying the same. You gotta shed the weight, rewrite the script, and step fully into the person you were created to be. Listen, this ain't fluff, and it's not a pep talk. This is the blueprint to walk into the life you've been waiting for. So, buckle up, because when you finally realize who you are and what's waiting for you, there's no going back. 2025 is the year it all changes for good. Let's get into it. Let's keep it real. Struggle is a part of the process. It's like that storm that beats down on a tree, testing its roots to see if they run deep enough to hold strong. And without the storm, that tree can't grow stronger. But here's what most people don't tell you: every storm ends. No matter how relentless the rain, how loud the thunder, or how dark the sky, it doesn't last forever. Now let's talk about you. You've been grinding in survival mode for a minute. Grinding, hustling, waking up every day just trying to make it to the next one. It's exhausting, right? It feels like life has been testing you on all fronts. But here's the thing. Have you started noticing the energy around you shifting? Maybe it's not that dramatic yet, but it's there. It's subtle changes. Maybe certain relationships that felt heavy are fading out. Maybe opportunities that seemed impossible are starting to reappear. Or maybe, just maybe, you're feeling a small spark of hope that you haven't felt in a long time. That little voice inside of you saying, something's about to change. Let me tell you something straight up. That's not random. That's God aligning your steps, preparing you for what's next. Let me share something personal with you. A few years back, I hit a wall. Life wasn't just hard, it felt like everything was working against me. Money was tight, opportunities seemed locked away, and even my relationships felt strained. I was grinding, putting in the hours, but like I said, it was literally like running on a treadmill. I was moving, but I wasn't getting anywhere. There was this one night, right, when I reached my breaking point. I sat down alone in my apartment and I just let it all out. I prayed raw and real. God, if I'm meant for more, show me something. Give me a sign that all this pain isn't for nothing. And let me tell you, I ain't get a lightning bolt moment. There was no magical instant turnaround. But over the next few weeks, though, little things started to shift. Someone reached out with an unexpected opportunity. A random encounter gave me clarity about what I really wanted. I started feeling lighter, more focused, and even though my circumstances hadn't completely changed, that's when I realized something profound. The storm wasn't there to break me. It was there to build me. The struggle had been refining me, not defining me. It was teaching me lessons I needed for the next chapter: patience, resilience, and clarity. Chosen one, hear me when I say this. The weight you've been carrying is not permanent. The struggle you're in right now is not your final destination. It's the preparation for your breakthrough. And sometimes the hardest part is recognizing that the storm is starting to lift. We get so used to survival mode that when the energy shifts, it feels unfamiliar. But I'm sure you're wondering, why did you have to go through all that pain? Why are all these setbacks happenings, the heartbreaks, the disappointments? Why the nights where you were staring at the ceiling, wondering if things were gonna even be okay? I know it feels unfair, like life is picking on you while everything else and everyone else seem to be thriving. Let me tell you something. Pain is the greatest teacher you'll ever have. Period. Think about it. Diamonds don't form in sunshine. They're born in the depths of the earth under extreme heat and crushing pressure. That pain you've been through, that was your heat. That was your pressure. And every sleepless night, every rejection, every moment of doubt has been shaping you, molding you, strengthening you. Pain doesn't just happen to you, it happens for you. It's preparation, it's growth, it's transformation. Here's what most people miss. Pain doesn't leave you the same. It forces you to grow, to adapt, to dig deeper into yourself. It's like fire refining gold. You can't get the purest version of yourself without burning off the impurities first. Those setbacks, they weren't there to break you. They were there to refine you. And let's be honest, the lessons that stick with you the most, they're not the ones that you read in a book or you hear at a seminar. They're the ones you earn, the ones you feel deep in your soul because they came with scars, tears, and late nights. Those lessons change you because they don't just teach you, they transform you. Back when my Airbnb business was booming, life looked sweet from the outside, man. I had money flowing, people congratulating me. Everything seemed to be clicking, bro. But behind the scenes, I was reckless. I was spending money like I would never run out, making decisions without thinking long term and cutting corners. My foundation wasn't solid. I was building my success on quicksand. And just like that, everything collapsed. Deals fell through, money dried up, and I was left picking up the pieces of what I thought was my dream. I remember sitting there, angry. Angry at myself for being careless. Angry at the situation for falling apart. Angry at God asking, why would you let me go through this when I was finally winning? But looking back, that loss was a blessing. Yeah, I said it, a blessing. Losing it all forced me to rebuild. It made me ask myself the hard questions. What kind of man am I when everything's stripped away? What do I need to do differently to make sure this doesn't happen again? It was during that season of loss that I started focusing on the things that really matter. My habits, my discipline, and my mindset. I learned that if you don't fix your foundation, no matter how high you build, it'll eventually crumble. And let me tell you, when I came back, bro, I came back stronger, wiser, and unshakable. Chosen one, I need you to hear me on this. The pain you've been through wasn't random. It wasn't pointless. It wasn't for nothing. The pain was preparing you. It was shaping you into the person you need to be for the level you're about to step into. Because here's the truth. Success will crush you if you're not ready for it. Blessings can feel like burdens if you don't have the strength, the discipline, and the character to carry them. Think about all the people you've seen blow up overnight, only to crash just as fast. Why? Because they didn't go through the fire. They skipped the struggle, so they weren't ready for the weight of success. But you're different. The struggle you've been through has been building you from the inside out. It's been giving you the tools, the resilience, and the wisdom, not just to achieve success, but to sustain it. I want you to come a little closer and turn up the volume for this one because I want you to hear me clearly when I say this. If you truly want to step into the life that's meant for you, you've got to release what's holding you back. And I'm not just talking about cutting off toxic people or walking away from dead end jobs, although that is part of it. I'm talking about something way deeper: the stories you tell yourself. You know exactly what I mean. Those sneaky little lies that just creep in when you're about to take a leap of faith. I'm not good enough. I don't have what it takes. What if I fail? Or the worst one of all, this is just how life is for me. Let me tell you straight up, those thoughts, they're change, they're anchors. And if you don't break free from them, they'll keep pulling you back no matter how hard you try to move forward. Think of your mind like a room. Over the years, you've allowed clutter to pile up: doubt, fear, regret, self sabotage. And here's the thing: you can't decorate a new room if it's still filled with junk from the past. Those limiting beliefs are like old furniture you've outgrown, but for some reason, you keep holding on to them. Why? Because they're familiar, they're comfortable. But let me ask you this: how's that comfort working out for you? Is it getting you closer to where you want to be, or is it keeping you stuck? Listen, we all been there. I remember a time when I was so wrapped up in my own limiting beliefs that I didn't even realize how much they were holding me back. It was this moment, I'll never forget it, when I was looking back at my bank account stressed out, wondering why I couldn't seem to get ahead. And it hit me like a truck. I wasn't broke because I wasn't capable. I was broke because I had convinced myself I didn't deserve more. I had built my whole life around this belief that success was just for other people and not me. But once I saw it for what it was, a lie, I couldn't unsee it. And that's when everything changed. I made a decision right then and there to rewrite the story I was telling myself. Because here's the truth: the story you tell yourself is the life you live. Let me be real with you. Letting go isn't easy. In fact, it's one of the hardest things you'll ever do. Why? Because as crazy as it sounds, we find comfort in the things that hurt us. We hold on to pain not because we love it, but because we know it. It's predictable. It's safe. Think about it. How many times have you held on to a relationship that wasn't serving you? Or just because it felt familiar? Or maybe you stayed in a job that drained your soul because the idea of starting over was too scary. Or even worse, how many times have you settled for less than you deserve because you were too afraid to believe you could have more? Carrying yesterday's baggage into tomorrow will only slow you down. It's like trying to run a race with a backpack full of bricks. You can push through for a while, but eventually, it's gonna wear you out. And here's the wild part: half the weight in that backpack, it's stuff you put there yourself. Let me tell you what happens when you start letting go. You create space. Space for growth. Space for new opportunities. Space for the version of you that you've been holding back to finally emerge. When I let go of the belief that I didn't deserve success, I started moving differently. I approached my goals with confidence. I took risks I would have been too scared to take before. And little by little, things started to shift. It wasn't overnight, but every step that I took brought me closer to the life I knew I was meant to live. And that's what I want for you. I want you to feel the freedom that comes with breaking those chains. I want you to experience the lightness of walking into your future without the baggage of your past weighing you down. But in order to do that, you have to have faith. Faith isn't just believing in yourself, although that is important. It's about trusting God's plan for your life, even when it doesn't make sense. It's not about seeing the whole picture. It's about taking that first step, knowing He's got the rest. When I lost everything, money, stability, confidence, I felt like I had nothing left. But what I did have was faith. I prayed, God, if this is part of your plan, show me the way. And little by little, He did. It wasn't instant and it definitely wasn't easy, but every day as I showed up and trusted Him, things started to fall into place. The doors I thought were closed forever, God opened better ones. The struggles that felt like punishment, they were preparation. Faith in God, it means trusting that every delay, every setback, every no is setting you up for something greater. It's about understanding that His timing is perfect, even when it feels like nothing's happening. You're not waiting in vain, you're being prepared. That time in the wilderness isn't to break you, it's to build you. Here's the thing, God's blessings require a strong foundation. If He gave you everything you're praying for right now, could you handle it? Probably not. Faith is what gets you ready, though. It's what keeps you showing up, even when you don't see the results yet. So, chosen one, trust the process. Keep praying, keep believing, and keep moving. 2025 is your year, not because of luck, but because you've been faithful. And remember, God is faithful too. He's been guiding your steps this whole time, and He's about to show you why you deserve abundance. You might not see it right now, but abundance is your birthright, and that's facts. I'm not just talking about money or material things, although, yeah, those can come too. I'm talking about abundance in every corner of your life, joy that radiates, peace that can't be shaken, and purpose so clear it lights a fire in your soul. But here's the thing, blessings don't show up in messes. You have to make room for them. You have to prepare yourself to receive them. Abundance doesn't show up in chaos. It doesn't find you when you're scattered, unorganized, and moving without intention. Think of it like trying to fill a glass that's already full of dirt and grime. That's not gonna work. You gotta clean out the glass first. You gotta declutter your life, your mind, and your spirit to make space for the overflow. And that's exactly why I created the Monk Mode Challenge. It's not about flexing discipline for 30 days and checking some habits off a list. Nah, it's about getting into alignment. Think of it like tuning an instrument. When you're out of tune, the music just doesn't hit right. But when you're aligned, when your habits, your energy, your mindset are all in sync, that's when things start flowing. That's when blessings start showing up in ways you never expected. That's why this challenge is so powerful. When you commit to prayer and meditating daily, you're clearing out mental clutter. When you're reading and journaling, you're reflecting and creating clarity. When you're working out, eating clean, you're aligning your body to match the energy you want to attract. And when you say no to distractions, vices, and negative influences, you're telling God that you're serious about what you're asking for. You're creating the space for what's meant for you. Let me keep it real. Blessings aren't going to show up if you're not ready to handle them. What good is $1 million if you don't have the discipline to manage it? What good is an amazing relationship if you're still carrying baggage from the last one? What good is success if you're too distracted or unhealthy to enjoy it? That's what Monk Mode is about. Doing the inner work, clearing the path, and creating a life where abundance feels at home. So if you're ready to step into your next level, the Monk Mode Challenge is here for you. It's free, but this ain't for everybody. It's for those who are serious about leveling up. Physical discipline, mental clarity, spiritual alignment, it's all here. The community is strong and the blueprint is waiting for you. Just click the link in the description. If you're tired of feeling stuck, tired of living in lack, I need you to hear me because abundance is waiting for you. But it's not going to come while your life is still in chaos. It's not going to find you when your mind is distracted and your habits are holding you back. It's going to find you when you create the space for it. And that's what the Monk Mode Challenge is here for, to help you build a foundation so strong that when abundance comes, you're ready to hold it. Let's make 2025 the year you finally claim what's yours. Let's go, chosen one. Your time is now. Stay unstoppable.